do in the music. You really about to do?
Bop, mustard on the beat, bro. Welcome to the all-new Ron Chappell Show. Coming to you from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. We broadcast here on Facebook and YouTube. How y'all doing out there? How you doing, Chris?
Hey, man, God bless you, brother. It's always a blessing, man, and an honor to be back on the program, bro.
Well, it's good to have you on the program also, Chris. Thank you for being here. Yeah, folks, today, I told y'all last week that this would be Election Central for the next 3 weeks, but I want to tell you that today we don't have any scheduled guests on the program. We don't have any candidates. We've been featuring candidates that will be appearing in the May 20th primary election here in Harrisburg, but not today. We had scheduled a candidate for mayor of Harrisburg, Mr. Tone Cook. And he was going to be on the show today to be interviewed and also to take your questions. But he contacted me a few days ago and told me that he had to reschedule because something came up. And so we don't have a candidate on today. Right now, we're going to check in with our street reporter, Khaldun Rashid, to see if he's there to let us know what's happening on the streets of Harrisburg. Khaldun, are you there?
Good afternoon, Ron.
Please speak up, sir.
Yeah.
Chris, can you turn it up?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Go right ahead.
Yeah. All right, good afternoon, Ron. And now for the street report. Another downtown restaurant is closing its doors. Home 231 on North Street between 2nd and 3rd actually closed its doors on March 2nd, 2025.
Show us a picture, please,
I'm
Chris.
looking for it, man. I lost it.
This comes less than 2 weeks after Taco Amigos on North 2nd Street announced it would be shutting down. The reasons for moving to another location is due to the decline in business and climate of the downtown area. At the same time, however, 2 new retailers have opened stores in the Harrisburg area: Academy Sports and Rose's Discount Store in the Uptown Shopping Center. Academy Sports and Outdoor Store is located on Jonestown Road near Costco Wholesale and the Olive Garden off of Devonshire Road. Harrisburg opens the City Island roller rink for the month of March 2025. Skate nights are Fridays and Saturday nights from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. with family skating first, then adults from 7:30 p.m. on. The entry fee is $5 and $2 for skate rental. Harrisburg Parks and Recreation started this skating project as part of its city enrichment program. An experiment, if you will, to see how the community reacts to roller skating coming back to the city. Vietnam veteran, a book author, became an ambassador for the Veterans Outreach of PA here in Harrisburg. Author Chuck Bechtel appeared this week on ABC 27's Good Day PA with reporter Brett Thackeray, WHTM Television. This Sunday, clocks get set 1 hour ahead for daylight savings time.
Thank you.
It's spring forward and fall back, so make sure yours is set ahead. The Harrisburg Cougars football banquet and awards ceremony will be held on Sunday, March 16, 2025, from 4 p.m. to 7 at the Red Lion Hotel on Linden Road. The Harrisburg School District, if you're interested in attending, contact them. The Harrisburg Cougars football banquet and awards ceremony. Many of our senior citizens are in need of wheelchairs. Medicare has announced it will not pay for your wheelchairs until you've met your Medicare Part B deductible of $257 in 2025. If you really need, you can rent one instead, then give it back when you've recovered. Local veterans are concerned over federal layoffs. Veterans Affairs is cutting at least 80,000 employees by August 2025. For veterans in Harrisburg, PA seeking one-time grants, consider exploring programs like the American Legion, temporary financial assistance, the VA's grant, and the Veterans of Foreign Wars, the VFW. The Dauphin County Office of Veterans Affairs is looking for veterans seeking employment outside of government here in Harrisburg, PA. The Dauphin County Office of Veterans Affairs receives job listings from various companies and organizations. Also, the Harrisburg Vet Center, Veterans Affairs offers veterans readiness and employment programs with job and career training. So keep your eyes and ears open. Everyone can also register with CareerLink, veterans or not, and get the help you may need. Lastly, Harrisburg native Michael Parsons sends Harrisburg kids on a shopping spree.
Great.
I'm street reporter for The Voice, Khaldun Rashid. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Khaldun, and thank you for a timely report. And also thank you for letting us know that daylight saving time start this Sunday. You know, I wasn't aware of that. That would have caught me completely off guard. And so is that midnight? Is that does it start at midnight Sunday?
2 a.m. Sunday morning.
Oh, 2 a.m. Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means that the hours for church are different than they were last week. The hours remain the same, but the time frame has changed a bit. Okay, listen, tell us again, what is the new business that just opened in downtown Harrisburg? Also tell us what just closed in downtown Harrisburg.
Well, what closed in downtown was the Taco Amigos on North 2nd Street. And the other one was the Home 231 on North Street between 2nd and 3rd. It was a little small thing by the Elks Club, operated and owned by downtown Louis Harbalis, who owns the State Restaurant underneath the Harmony Towers. And the reason why they moved was because of a decline in the business. But at the same time, the two retailers are not downtown, but they're in the Harrisburg area. The Rose's Discount Store is in the Uptown Shopping Center, and they're having a grand opening right now. And their prices are comparable to Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and Family Dollar. Academy Sports and Outdoor Store is where the Michael Parsons had the kids go, I believe, for the $100 a cart shopping spree at the Academy Sports and Outdoor Store, located out there on Jonestown Road, right by the Olive Garden off of Devonshire Road.
Okay, thank you, and we salute Micah Parsons. That's really giving something back, and we appreciate that very, very much. I'm not a Dallas Cowboy fan, but I am a Michael Parsons fan. So thank you.
Yeah, how about that? So
thank you, Micah. You're setting a real good example. And so I hope that those other athletes that hailed from Harrisburg would do likewise if they can when they pay a visit to the 717. Okay, Chris, do you have a question for our street reporter, Khaldun Rashid?
Khaldun, again, thank you, man. You always do an extensive report here on the all-new Ron Chappell show. Do you have times for that skate rink that you said's open for the youth and for those that are young at heart, bro?
Right, that will be Friday and Saturday during the month of March. The first family session is from 6 p.m. to 7:30, followed by adults from 7:30 to 9. And it's Friday and Saturday each weekend for this month.
Yes, sir. Now, is there any costs associated with that, or is it free to the public?
It's free to the public. It's not free. It's $5 admission, general admission, and $2 for skate rental. So that would be $7 if you came without skates and wanted to skate. And then everything at the concession stand is $1.
Okay. Excellent, man. Thank you so much, bro. You do a great job of what you do. We appreciate you, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
You have a good day now.
Yeah, thank you. You have a good day too. That's Khaldun Scoop Rashid here on the all new Ron Chapel Show. Salute. You know, he mentioned the skating rink, Chris Thomas.
Yes, sir. Uh-huh.
And I tell you, that's an idea that I had for the Uptown Shopping Complex there.
Okay.
You know, that state building, ex-state building, I think at one time it was the unemployment office, I believe.
Yes, sir.
When I came here years ago. And now Target, not Target, but Ross.
Roses.
I think it's called Ross, brother.
Okay.
The
I was
clothing
listening there, but
store.
Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. ROSS.
Gotcha.
Yeah, where'd you go to school at? In Harrisburg? Let me know so I won't send my kids. An old joke, old ball building joke. But listen, anyway, they now own that property, and I had envisioned putting a roller skating rink right there at that location. You know, as a matter of fact, it was going to be an entertainment emporium, Chris Thomas. It was going to be 717 Uptown. And we would have a rolling rink in there, and then at night it would transform to a nightclub, you know. Also a restaurant, a sit-down soul food restaurant, you know. I envision having that picture window there, having a big fat guy and a chef hat and all,
Sure.
standing in front of that picture window, probably basing a pig or basing a side of beef, you know. But I tell you, you know, when you think long, you think wrong. You know, you contemplate, you hesitate, and just like that, it's gone. Just like that, it's gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So if you have an idea, especially if you have a business idea, you've been thinking about it, well, hey, stop thinking about it and just start doing it. And it all begins with the first step. So take that first step. Take that first step. You know, take it from out of your mind and put it into action. Okay, because that location, like I said, is gone, and I think that's something that would have worked out real good there. Yeah, you were about to say something.
Yeah,
Chris.
just real quick, man. I just wanted to one up for the Harrisburg School District. I just looked it up on the internet. I told you I was just there just 2 or 3 days ago. Roses, ROSES, opened a new store, Uptown Shopping Plaza, per Penline Patriot News, Harrisburg. Sir.
Okay, spell that again, please.
ROSES.
Oh, Roses.
Yes, sir.
Wow. God dog it. Like the old saying go, I got my teeth fixed, now my eyes don't work. I could have, man, I tell you, I thought I read Ross.
No harm done.
I
bro.
thought I read Ross. Yeah, you are correct.
I was just there, man. I was just there.
I stand corrected indeed, good pastor. It is roses, roses indeed. A rose by any other name, it is still a rose. And so, yeah, you are right. I am wrong before the world. Hey, listen. Okay. As I say, we don't have any candidates that will be appearing today, but let me tell you about next week's program. But next week's program, we're going to have a full program because we will have 2 candidates on being interviewed and being opened up to your questions and to your discernment. We'll have for Harrisburg City Council, Mr. Basir Vincent. Mr. Basir Vincent will be here next week on the 13th of March, if God allows. Okay, also, we'll have a candidate for mayor. We'll have Anthony Harrell, Mr. Anthony Harrell, candidate for mayor of Harrisburg. He'll also be here, along with our very own Harrisburg City Councilwoman, Jocelyn Rawls. She'll be here next. Okay, that's Anthony Harrell right there. We'll have Jocelyn Rawls here next Thursday to give us the City Council report. You know, and I tell you, I'm so proud and so glad that we have Jocelyn Rawls as a city council woman, Pastor Chris.
Sure.
You know, I like to say that, you know, as far as someone being outspoken and fearless and speaking truth to power, well, Texas has Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, and here in Harrisburg, we have Harrisburg City Council member Jocelyn Rawls, and we are very, very happy and very, very honored and very, very blessed to have her here representing the residents in the city of Harrisburg. As I was aforesaid, we have, if I just made up a word, I don't know, I might have. What school did I go to? But anyway, we have a primary election coming up here on May the 20th. May the 20th. And among the other offices on the ballot, the one I'm speaking about is the office for mayor of Harrisburg and the office of city council. And I'm going to show you, Chris, if you have Wanda's picture ready. This is the current seated mayor of Harrisburg. She's Wanda R.D. Williams. Wanda R.D. Williams. She's a former Harrisburg City Council president. I believe she served as 2 terms as president. Okay, and she is running for re-election. Now there are, three candidates so far that are also running for mayor. They're running to one seat. Wanda, they're running for the seat that Wanda now has. And we'll begin with the first one. He is a occasional visitor here at the station on various programs. And let's see. No, this person isn't. This is a person that was supposed to be interviewed today, but had to reschedule because something came up. He is a community activist, and I also found out that he's a Harrisburg school teacher. He's an 8th grade school teacher. He's also the CEO of the nonprofit with the acronym PUSH, P-U-S-H. I believe that acronym, Chris Thomas, I believe it stands for People United to Save Humanity.
Okay.
I believe it's People United to Save Humanity. And if I'm wrong, hopefully someone will call in at 717-889-7181, 717-889-7181, and correct me. And so the last word about Tone Cook is that he's planning on rescheduling his visit here, and so we hopefully will see him before election time. Okay, the next candidate we're going to speak of, this person is an occasional guest here at the station on various programs. He's a community organizer. Okay, he is also an Iraqi war veteran, and he is Mr. Anthony Harrell. To show his picture, please, Chris. Mr. Anthony Harrell, he's a candidate for mayor of Harrisburg. He's also a father with his children in Harrisburg Public School system. And he'll be here on the 13th. He'll be here next Thursday, so we can have an on-air interview. Plus, he's open to taking your phone calls, your questions from you, the voters in Harrisburg. Okay, so that's Mr. Anthony Harrell. Now, the third person that's running for the seat that Wanda R.D. Williams now sit in, running for mayor of the city of Harrisburg, is a former Harrisburg City Council member. He's currently the treasurer for Harrisburg City, and he is Mr. Dan Miller. Could you show Dan's picture, please, Chris? There's Mr. Dan Miller. Dan Miller, currently the treasurer of Harrisburg. He's also a CPA, and he's a former Harrisburg City Council member, also a former vice president of Harrisburg City Council. And we had Dan in the studio on the last broadcast, the last program, and we had an extensive interview with Mr. Dan Miller, and so he's also a candidate, as I say, for mayor of Harrisburg. The next gentleman we want to speak of is a business owner here in Harrisburg. He's a Martin Luther King Institute scholar. He's an entrepreneur. As I said, he's a seated Harrisburg City Council member. He's a motivational speaker, and he is Mr. Lamont Jones. Mr. Lamont Jones. Okay, there's Lamont there, and he had his interview here on the program about 5 programs ago, Pastor Thomas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
About five weeks ago, we had the honor of interviewing Mr. Lamont Jones here on the all-new Ron Chapel Show, and he's also, as I say, a candidate for mayor of Harrisburg. Okay, Chris Thomas. And now the next candidate we're going to show you, he's a business owner here in Harrisburg, and he's also a Marine Corps veteran, Pastor Thomas. He's a Marine Corps veteran, and he's Mr. Damian Scott. There's Mr. Damian Scott in that Marine Corps camouflage gear that I wore many, many times, Pastor Chris
That's
Thomas.
what's up, man. That's what's up.
Yes, it brings back memories, and so, you know, being a Marine, I know he's a dedicated, honest, forthright person. He's really giving back to the community, and I spoke with Mr. Scott, and he prefers to wait until later on in the year. I think that he mentioned during the month of July. During the month of July, we should have him here on the all-new Ron Chapel Show, so you can find out all you want to know about Mr. Damian Scott. He'll also be open to your phone calls. And so these are the candidates that are running for mayor of Harrisburg. As I say, the current mayor is Mayor Wanda R.D. Williams. Okay, so how do y'all think she's doing? Do you think that she's doing a good job, or do you think she should be replaced? Well, then you are the voters of Harrisburg, so you'll make that decision. You make that decision whether or not she will go on to the general election ballot in November, or if any of these other candidates will go on the general election ballot in November. They're all Democrats, and as you know, Harrisburg is a majority Democrat city, and so you'll be selecting who will go forward to appear on the ballot in the November general election. And so that's that's May the 20th. May the 20th, the primary election here in Harrisburg. Now, another office here in Harrisburg we want to speak about is the legislative branch of city government, with the mayor, of course, being the executive branch. The legislative branch here in Harrisburg is the Harrisburg City Council. The Harrisburg City Council. Now, I don't know right now who's all a candidate for Harrisburg City Council. Took a trip over to the election bureau, and all they could tell me were two names. So far that's registered to appear on the ballot. However, that's not the end of the story. That's not the end of the story, and I'm going to tell you why in a moment. But first of all, one of the candidates, and I don't think we have pictures for these candidates, Pastor Thomas, but the first candidate I want to mention is Miss Lori Ann Salisbury. Matter of fact, she is Apostle Lori Ann Salisbury. She's running for Harrisburg City Council, and we were happy to have her in the studio last week on the last program, Pastor Thomas, for an extensive interview. And so she appeared. Now, she there she is there. Okay, we do have a picture. I think that is some fun event that she had attended. But that's Miss Lori Ann Salisbury. Okay, now, if some of you recall the advertisement for that particular program, we mentioned that the Lori Ann Salisbury, and there was another candidate that were going to appear on the same broadcast. Okay, now I'm going to tell you as point of what we want to have order here on the all new Ron Chapel show. You know the program starts at promptly at 12 noon. At 12 noon. And so what I do, days, possibly at least a week beforehand, speaking with the guests, I ask that they be here in studio by 11:45. By 11:45, which all candidates thus far, except for one, have carried that out, Pastor Thomas. They were here in studio by 11:45. As I say, as Miss Lorianne Salisbury was last week. There was another candidate that was listed to be with her, to be here at the same time, rather. And that candidate came here at 10 after 12. 10 after 12. Now, we try to run an organized program here. We try to start promptly at 12 o'clock. The candidate came here at 10 after 12, and we so happened to be in the midst of a on-air interview at that time. Well, even though the candidate showed up late, the candidate decided that they did not want to wait through the interview, so the candidate left. Which we have no control over. You know, what we try to do, we try to share our platform as much as we can, you know, with those in the community that have something that they want the general public, especially in this case, the voters, to know about. Now, I would assume, I may be wrong, but I would assume that if someone's running for a political office, they would want and they would appreciate as much public on-air exposure as they could get, because that is how potential voters get to know you, get to know your platform, get to try to know your character, and try to decide whether or not you'll be getting their support. And so all we can do, all we've done, is try to make ourselves available. We try to make ourselves available at no fee at that. You know, we set aside time, and the time that we advertised was up until the 25th, of this month. You know, the folks that will be appearing on the ballot, or folks that hope to appear on the ballot, can come in and introduce themselves to the public and tell the public why they are seeking your vote. And so that's all that we can do. We can't make them stay. We open our doors, and I think that we do our part when that's done. Okay, but the other candidate that the Election Bureau told me about running for Harrisburg City Council, as a matter of fact, she's running for re-election. And that's Jocelyn Rawls. That's Jocelyn Rawls, Jocelyn Rawls, who incidentally will be here. Do you have a picture of her, Pastor Thomas? Okay, there she is. That's Jocelyn Rawls. She'll be here next Thursday, as a matter of fact. She'll be on the 13th, giving us our city council update. So she'll be here in studio. She's also a Harrisburg school teacher, running for re-election as a Harrisburg city council person. And so we'll be happy to have her, along with Mr. Anthony Harrell, along with Mr. Basir Vincent, in studio on the next program. So we do hope that you will tune in. Incidentally, as I said, that's not the end of the story, because there's Mr. Vincent. He'll be here in studio next week. Okay. Also, that's not the end of the story, as I was saying, because if you are thinking about, or if you are deciding to run for political office here in Harrisburg, for the office of mayor or for the office of city council, well, you have until the 11th of March to go by the election bureau to sign your name, to get petitions, and to go out and seek signatures on your petition, legal signatures that will qualify you to be placed on the ballot for the May 20th primary. You have until the 11th of March to get and turn those petitions in, and I believe it's by 4 p.m. on the 11th of March. And check that time, because there has been a couple elections where people have showed up late. They've showed up 4:30. They thought the office closed at 5 o'clock, and they were disallowed to be placed on the ballot because they were late. Because apparently at the election bureau, Pastor Thomas,
Sure.
just like here on the all-new Ron Chapel show, CP time don't float. We don't play that CP time. They don't play it down there either. And so you better say until 4 p.m. to have your signatures in. I believe for Harrisburg City Council, you need 100 signatures from qualified voters here in Harrisburg. And for mayor, for the office of mayor, I believe you need 200. Don't quote me, but I believe you need 100 for city council and 200 for mayor. And so anyway, that's the process. And so if you want to serve, represent the residents in the city of Harrisburg, if you want to be proactive about that, as much as holding an elected office, and for either one of those seats, well then you have time to do that. And so, but anyway, time is drawn to a close here on the all new Ron Chapel show for today. I know we did not extend the sound off segment, Pastor Thomas, and with your permission, we'll allow 5 minutes for that, because we did not call it. And so we're going to give a few minutes. Matter of fact, you don't even have to be 5 minutes, because okay, the phone's ringing, and that's the wrong phone that's ringing. Because my phone should be off, and there's a telemarketer at that. Hey, listen. If you are being bugged with calls from telemarketers, do what I do now. Every time one call me, Pastor Thomas, know what I do?
What's that, bro?
I tell them to send me $50,000. Send me, how soon can you send me $50,000? And they hang up and hopefully don't call back. But anyway, so if anybody want to call in or sound off about anything here in Harrisburg, now's the time to do that. 717-889-7181. We're going to give that about 30 seconds, because if you have something that you want to say, it only takes you about 5 seconds to dial a number. And so we don't get a call. And I know that I'm making this announcement late, but we do hope that you'll join us next Thursday at 12 noon on the all-new Ron Chapel show, where we will have in studio not only our Harrisburg City Council update person, as Councilwoman Jocelyn Rawls, who's also running for re-election in Harrisburg City Council. We'll have City Council candidate Mr. Basir Vincent. He'll be here. And we'll also have a candidate for Harrisburg mayor, for the mayor of Harrisburg, Mr. Anthony Harrell. They will be our in-studio guests, along with engineer Pastor Chris Thomas, and our street reporter, Khaldoon Scoop Rashid. This is Ron Chapel, thanking you for taking time to view the video, to view the show. As I say, we are on Facebook and also YouTube. And so y'all have a good day, and hopefully we'll see y'all next week here on the all-new Ron Chapel Show.